It's Friday, January 16th.
The fundamental issue is we have a broader strategic partnership on which to build and create big opportunity.
Prime Minister Mark Carney will leave China with a preliminary trade deal that will bring tariff relief to Canadian canola and seafood.
We've had larger ones other years, but this has been the good one so far this year.
People in Ontario and Quebec still digging out for that major storm. And guess what? More snow could be on the way today.
We do have people that are getting sick from gastro issues.
At Szechuan First Nation in Northern Ontario, water is not safe enough to drink. Bottled water costs too much, and its leaders need more help to fly people out.
The aerospace sector is a very strategic one, especially in the current context we are going through.
Bombardier is expanding its manufacturing footprint in Montreal with a new $100 million factory. Details on that coming up. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Good morning, everybody. I'm Lindsey Deluce.
And I'm Michelle Jobin. Hope your day's off to a good start.
Yeah, it was a tricky one yesterday with all that snow, but really fun for the kids. We had a snow day, which is, as we were saying yesterday, kind of a rare occurrence.
A rare occurrence, certainly in the Toronto area. And I know my son had a lot of fun tobogganing.
I saw your video.
Yeah.
That was hysterical.
Yeah.
Were you there?
I was not. No, sadly.
I was going to say, I feel like that's a dad video.
That was totally a dad video because I would have been like, oh, but because he did get airborne. Maybe we'll share it later on in the show. But yeah, he definitely got quite airborne.
He probably had the best day ever.
I bet your kids did too.
Oh, they did. They did. I introduced them to categories. Do you guys remember that game?
Yeah.
Yes. I found like a box that we hadn't unpacked since moving, and it had all like a lot of the board games, and categories was there. I know. It was really great. Anyway, we're going to talk more about potential snow on the way.
Yes.
But first, big news this morning. Prime Minister Carney has announced a preliminary trade deal with China. During their meeting, Chinese President Xi Jinping told the Prime Minister he is willing to keep working to improve ties. He pointed to their conversation at the APEC summit last year as a turning point in relations. So after the meeting, Prime Minister Carney announced Canada will allow 49,000 China-made EVs to be imported into Canada. The electric vehicles will be at a preferred tariff rate of 6.1%.
This is a return to the levels that existed prior to recent trade frictions. But it's a return under an agreement that promises much more for Canadians.
Yes, you may be wondering, okay, so what does Canada get in return? Well, here's the plan. On March 1st, China will permanently remove the 100% tariff on canola meal. The tariff on canola seed will go from the current 85% down to about 15%. Also on March 1st, China will reduce tariffs on Canadian seafood and peas until at least the end of the year. The tariff on pork will stay in place. This comes after cooperation deals signed yesterday on energy, agriculture, and crime. So yeah, it was a day of bundling up, shoveling, plowing, and today some parts of Ontario and Quebec will see even more snow.
It's been cold, it's been snowy, it's been heavy, it's been a lot of work. Couldn't get on the road, so I couldn't get my car to the driveway, so I didn't go to school, helping them shovel instead.
Some areas of southern Ontario reported nearly 50 centimeters of snow, 50. The storm snarled all modes of transportation, from car to rail to air. Multiple highways were shut down. The Ontario Provincial Police responded to more than 250 crashes. 150 of those calls involved vehicles either stuck in ditches or snowbanks. And because of the conditions, a number of school boards made the call to not just cancel buses, but to close schools down, leaving students with obviously just one thing left to do.
There's a lot of snow, not much to do at home in this, off school.
I'm really excited because there's a lot of snow.
So fun. It was an official snow day for these students. That meant tobogganing. Today, parts of Ontario and Quebec could be in for another round of snow with another system moving in. Michelle's obviously tracking all of this, and we'll have your full national forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, conditions are improving this morning at Pearson Airport in Toronto, where more than 20 centimeters of snow fell.
There's so much on the airfield that we actually have to melt it in real time. So we have snowplows that push it into one area, and then that goes into the melter and it melts the snow so that we can keep the gates, especially where the aircrafts pull up to the gates, as clear as possible.
Hi, Sean. It's our former colleague, by the way. According to data from FlightAware, the delays at Pearson were the worst in the world yesterday. Worst in the world. Yeah, and that was in the afternoon during the peak of the storm. There were also major delays at airports in Montreal, Quebec City, and Ottawa. There's still a number of delayed flights this morning. So obviously, if you're traveling, check your flight before you go to the airport, as per usual. In other news today, a Northern Ontario First Nation going through this water crisis needs more help to speed up evacuations.
I'm being told by public health officials that E. coli was present in the community.
Kashechewan First Nation declared a state of emergency January 4th. That was after sewage started seeping into the drinking water. This is a fly-in community. It's located along James Bay in northern Ontario. Right now, there is a do not consume water order in place. And then look, do you see that receipt? So buying 1 case of water now costs as much as $50. There are reports of people getting sick. As of last night, about 1,000 people had been flown out. That's fewer than half of the community's population. Repairs to a major water main break in Calgary are now almost done. The city plans to activate the final pump this morning, which will bring the Bears Paw feeder main back up to full service. The pipe has been fully repaired. Safe drinking water is now flowing through it, but Calgarians still remain under some water restrictions. So here's the deal. If the pipe works as it's supposed to today, it will take about 24 hours to stabilize the system before advancing to the next phase. This is the second fracture of the water line in the past 2 years. The Alberta government has now launched a review. Bombardier is making a $100 million investment to build a new factory in Montreal.
Which is going to enable us here also to change the way we're building the airplane with more lean technology.
The new facility will be built next to Bombardier's Challenger factory in Dorval. Quebec is pitching in with a $35 million loan. The province says the factory will create 330 new jobs, create positive economic spin-off. The new factory is scheduled to open by the end of 2027. A home builder in Alberta is giving high school students a chance to be part of a construction project from start to finish. This is cool.
I would have loved to have a program like this. I think it's fantastic for the kids to learn every single trade as you go.
Agree. So this is called the Building Futures program. It's for grade 10 students. And what do? Well, they spend their school year at the job site where 2 homes are being built. They are part of every step in the home building process. They're always learning. That includes classroom time. Did you see their classroom, Michelle? They use the garages of one of the homes. They turn that into the classroom.
So smart.
Yes. To understand what's behind the walls and what goes into the shaping and the construction of a home.
This is such a great idea because one thing that I've heard time and time again lately about the job market is just how much availability there is in the trades versus other fields. So this is a really great idea. And just also, I think the feeling that kids will get in terms of confidence and competency learning all these things.